And welcome back to KTN Morning Express. I'm Michael Karanja. Online payments in this country have been booming, and you can say roughly from about 2006. There's been a lot of appetite for what people can actually do online, as much as purchasing or actually settling bookings, or even just getting stuff that they would have otherwise had to settle for cash for. And just to help us understand the online payment market better, I'm now joined by Aaron Feinstein, Managing Director for 3G Pay Direct. Karibu sana.
Morning, good morning.
Morning to you. You've been in this industry or in the market now for about close to 10 years right now with 3G Pay Direct. Have you seen the explosion of the online payments market in Kenya so far?
It's moving.
Yeah.
It started very, very slow. When we started in mid-2006, maybe 1 or 2 airlines in the region started using online payments. But this is the time. It's now starts taking off very, very fast. Things are happening. Yeah. The potential is shocking.
Much of what has happened has been that there was a lot of skepticism on how people actually approached online payments, especially because at that time it was only cards that people could use. Right now there's an explosion about mobile money. So when you look at that whole industry, are you seeing that the perception of how people understand or how people deal with online payments changing in the market?
Absolutely. You know, even paying using your mobile wallet, M-Pesa, Airtel, it's online payments.
Yeah.
Any time where the payer is not physically present, this is an online payment.
Yeah.
It's moving. It takes time, but we're having millions of cards in the whole of East Africa. Kenya always leading. So people do understand. They're using the card not only to go to the ATM, they're using the card to pay. And this is where the revolution is starting.
And are you seeing more or less, are people, when they come online, are they paying more using their cards or are they paying more using like their mobile wallets?
Absolutely more using both. Yeah. Because each mode of payment having its own limits, card having lots of opportunities. You know, when you're traveling, for example, you can't use M-Pesa for the time being. Yep. So using your cards. Many websites not accepting online mobile money, so they will accept credit cards. It will be balanced, so there is a space for both options.
3G Pay Direct mostly deals with the hospitality industry. What is it that you notice there that actually more or less pushed you in that direction of actually tapping airlines, hotel bookings and such like things?
When we started, it was the only industry which looked for that solution. You know, yeah. 10 years ago, M-Pesa and Airtel money were not here. And many foreigners came into this region, asked to pay online. You know, imagine I will ask you to do a bank transfer to a hotel in Rome. You will tell me, come on, sounds crazy, right? Yeah. So people from the States, from UK, they asked to pay online for the airlines, hotel, safari. This is how we started. It's still the leading industry in this region when it comes to online payments. But you can see the e-commerce players now slowly going into the market. Yeah. So even here, the big players will take their place, and it will be, I think it will be all over.
10 years in the business, how's that been so far? How have you been? Because I read somewhere you're with about 250 different hotels and airlines all combined.
A long 10 years, yeah. Not only here in 6 or 8 countries. It's an amazing region. So it's going well. Everything is growing. I'm happy that we are leading this industry. Yeah. There is a lot to do. But if you will visit our company, you will see our team. We are happy here.
Yeah. Just looking at that, we've seen also the explosion of different players also coming to the market. A long time ago, you didn't even find anyone doing online payments, but right now you have even people going even as far as online shopping. When it comes to this, we've had the likes of Jambo Pay, PesaPal, and all these people coming to the market. When you see all this, how exciting does it make it for online payments?
I think it's good. Yeah. Because you know, living in a dream, things that you can be the only player in the market, it's not working like that. Like the banks, and it's you need to have competitors. You need to have a very dynamic environment. Yeah. I think in the online payments, as long as all the players playing by the rules, standards, security, safety, no problem at all. It's a big market.
How do you then change that perception about security? Because I guess the perceived risk has always been, oh, if I give out my details online, someone is going to scam me or get a hold of my money.
You know, I will give you an example. Yep. You know, I'm having many friends which comes to Kenya in and out, and they ask me, we're going to a conference at KICC. Is it safe to walk from KICC to Intercon? I say, you know what? It's very safe. But if you look backward, and now 4 young guys chasing you with some guns and you don't know what to do, then you're having a problem. Why I'm saying that? Online payments, yes, it's safe all across the world. But you need to know how to mitigate the risks. This is why I told you earlier, if you are serious, you know what to do, perfectly okay, just go. But make no mistake, there are some risky zones there. But know how to avoid them, how to mitigate the bad guys, and it works.
And how much do you kind of invest in making sure that your systems are secure?
First, as I told you, it's a well-known industry all over the world. Yeah. We had a seminar a few days, and most of the people which came there were quite in shock to realize that the first online payment took place in '84, something like that, many years ago. Yeah. So first, you're following the standards. All over the world, there are well-known standards. Shows you what to do, how to mitigate the risk. You put in place technology. Very important, fraud prevention teams. At the end of the day, the human resources here are very, very important.
Yeah. So here I am Karanja, about to make an online payment. If you were you, what would you tell me to make? How would you advise me to make my payment more secure and just not leave myself exposed to the bad guys?
Exactly as you're going to a shop in the city, you look at the eye of the merchant, the one which sells you something. You say, I trust him, I don't trust him. Yeah. Look at the website. See if you feel comfortable. If there is an address there. Who is the company behind it? Do I know them? Everything looks okay. The website is secure. You don't need to be a technology, freak to know that this website is secure. And then to see what they're asking you. If they're asking you, send me a copy of your card, guys, never. If they're asking you to put your card details, your name, there is a privacy policy. Tells you that they're keeping your details secure. Go for it. There is one thing that most of us needs to know. When you're holding a card, the bank which issued the card for you, protecting you. Yeah. You're having lots of rights. If something happens, someone protecting you, it's Visa, MasterCard, Amex, etc.
So I always have someone to go back to when things go awry. But just looking at the Kenyan market, we've seen also the government is going into this whole notion of online payments or cashlight, as you might call it. Are you seeing opportunities in that space, perhaps where 3G Pay Direct could actually come in and actually offer solutions?
Absolutely. Go to take the biggest economy in the world, United States, IRS, their own KRA, they're accepting online payments. You're paying your taxes online. Same here, and it's a huge market. 3G Direct Pay Limited always looking at more industries, more levels. There is a lot to do in all these industries, absolutely. It's very interesting.
And just looking at the way the market is shaped, obviously you're in hospitality. A lot of people are also coming in terms of physical purchases of goods when it comes to that. But where do you see perhaps where there's a lot of acceptance for online payments? Is it for services or is it for purchase of goods?
It will be all over.
Yeah.
I'm paying my internet service online. I'm trying to pay some of my school fees online. It should be everywhere. Again, I'm taking examples from UK and the United States. You can even buy your beef online. Yeah. Your fresh beef. In Kenya, I think the e-commerce will be the next. You will buy phones, cameras, everything will be online, and then it will go to the government, services, etc. Absolutely.
So looking at it 5 years from now, it's people now offering value addition services when it comes to whatever. If they have a store somewhere, it only makes sense when someone can make a payment and they deliver.
More than that, you will go to a coffee shop. Yeah. See what happens in Starbucks in the States. You go into a coffee shop, you're not holding your cards, you're having your phone, you tap your phone, and again, it's like an online payment, and you can pay online. You don't need to carry cash, you don't need to carry your cards even. So I think it will be all over. And not only paying in the restaurant using, cash or swipe the card or paying M-Pesa, everything will be in this virtual space. Taxis, everything.
Talking about cards, you recently introduced a card. How is that going for you? A prepaid, is it credit card? A prepaid credit card, how is that going for you?
The concept was very simple. Yeah. Take these small merchants, which not doing huge amounts of money. Yeah. Their customer paying online. they want to receive the money. Imagine the money, instead of going to the bank, going to their card. And now, when they're going to Nakumatt, they're having a card in their hand.
Yep.
So, you know, to keep the money in the online space, it's going very well. Merchants accepting it and like it.
Yeah. Just talking about that, I was having a discussion with the chaps from Muscat the other day, where the conversation has always been, even for those small merchants, getting for them point of sale terminals where perhaps where now they're chasing after cash, where now cash becomes the enemy and everyone wants to go cashless and all that jazz. But it can only happen when we have point of sale terminals all over the place, where even if you're going to a supermarket to buy milk or whatever, you can actually pay for that. Are you also that school of thought where perhaps you need to devolve or make sure that we have tailor-made products at that level?
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
When technology slowing us down, something is not working well.
Yeah.
The world is moving from the traditional point of sales to mobile point of sales.
Yeah.
You're having an Android device, you're having iPhone, you don't need any device. You can use your phone and accept credit cards. Imagine that in your phone you will be able to accept M-Pesa, Airtel Money, Tigo Pesa, Visa, MasterCard. So you can open your shop, you can have your coffee shop, and just use your mobile. Yeah. This is one of the advantages of the online revolution, to get rid of all these barriers.
And when you eliminate cash from the system, how secure, how easy is it going to be going forward?
Come on, cash is secure. How many askaris you having in front of your coffee shop or in front of the mall? Cash is okay. Online payments is okay. Everything, you know, having its own cons and pros. You need to guard yourself when you carrying cash from your shop to the bank. You need to protect yourself when customer is paying online. Same thing, different methods.
Different methods. Obviously, you don't just operate in Kenya, you're in East African region as a whole. When you compare Kenya perhaps to all the other markets that you're in, how would you say the acceptance level for actually going the online payment route has been in the region?
First, we're happy that Kenya is the hub. For the time being, Kenya is, I think, the leading country, not only in East Africa. Our biggest market is Kenya. Just after that is Tanzania and Zanzibar, which also moving very, very fast. Yeah. In Kenya, the facilities are much better. But you know, the other countries, they're giving a very serious fight. Take Rwanda, Uganda, small markets, but very serious ones.
And what are they most interested in? Is it physical goods or is it payment for services?
It's for the time being, it's still services. I think one of the main challenges is the delivery. Yeah. Because when you're buying goods, someone needs to deliver it to your house. There are still challenges when it comes to that. Yeah. But it will be changed. Looking globally, it will be balanced.
And obviously, in the hotel business, have you felt like you're exposed over the last 2 years, especially in the Kenyan market, with the decline in the number of people that are actually coming in this way?
Absolutely, all of us. Yeah. You know, it's not only the hotels, the whole economy. The banks are not happy that there is no money in the system. Yes, but we're looking, you know, even after 2008, the post-election era, you need to look in the future, and this region is for almost a decade, it's quite stable. Yeah. So yes, there are some tough times now, but it's a strong economy. I truly believe that it will recover quite quickly.
Given that people always told never put all your eggs in one basket, what else are you looking after?
First, we're putting lots of eggs in the online arena, that's for sure. But in the online arena, we're doing, as you know, hospitality, airlines, hotels, travel agents, etc. We're now also moving to the e-commerce side, goods, internet service providers, and more countries. We're working in 8 countries, also give us lots of balance.
Are you considering perhaps going the online store kind of way?
You know, maybe, if you know me, I'm considering many things, but one thing I'm trying to do is to be focused, and for the time being, online payments here in this region, East Africa, this is our main business.
And are you seeing like everyone is geared towards that, especially financial services sector, the government is also in that. But are you seeing also the people who are in that space, the provider, the service providers, are they buying into that whole idea of actually online payments?
Some of them, absolutely. Yeah. The rest will take some time. You know, we want all of them. We want the big retailers, supermarkets. We want all of them to be in this, not when I'm saying we, it's you and I, also the consumers. it will take some time. Not all of them immediately moving to the online arena.
Are you seeing like it's more of a consumer-driven initiative when it comes to changing the way payments have been made in the past?
You know, it's the egg and the chicken paradox, I can say, because sometimes, yes, consumers, they want to pay online.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't want to stay in the traffic anymore. But there are some places where the merchants, the government will set the pace. It can happen.
And the way you see the view of the market, who's leading this conversation?
Currently, the consumers.
Yeah.
No doubt.
And what are they demanding for? What are they demanding for more?
Freedom.
Yeah.
You know, don't ask me which card I'm having in my wallet. Don't ask me if it's Amex, if it's M-Pesa. Just let me pay. Okay, I want to pay. I want you to give me a bill, and I will take a decision how to pay.
Yeah.
I can use Lipana M-Pesa. I can use Airtel. Leave me the freedom.
Give me the freedom.
Absolutely. This is why I'm saying consumers will create the change.
Just looking, 2015 is where we are. By 2020, where do you see the online payments game being? Are we going to be closer to Western, to more developed economies in the way we're going about online payments?
No, no doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. I can see what happened here in the last 10 years. Usually in Kenya, there is a gap that the Kenyan needs to fill very quickly, and to make sure they are like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
It will happen very quickly. It will be like any other Western economy when using online payments anywhere.
The conversation has always been that the government is always late to the party, and regulation about how all these things are done usually comes 10 or 5 years much later. But when you look at that conversation, are you players in the sector, are you in constant conversations so that regulations don't, when they do come in, don't actually stifle the way you're doing business?
Yeah, but all over the world, always people complain about governments and they are slow, but you know, they will catch up.
Yeah.
And I think the private sector needs to move. And there are so many regulations all over the world. Look at what Visa, MasterCard is doing. So the government will catch up. I'm having no doubt on that.
Excited about the next 5 years of growth?
5 years, we will sit in an online studio, but things are changing. Even less than 5 years, everything will be looks different.
All right, thank you very much. That has been Aaron Feinstein, Managing Director, 3G Pay Direct Limited, just telling us more about how the online market in Kenya is actually shaping up and where the direction is going, and how actually consumers are looking for that kind of freedom where they can be able to make payments from their own comfort. We take a short commercial break, but don't go too far. Sophia Wanuna recently spent time with the former Prime Minister Raila Odinga and his wife Aida at their home in Karen, and actually that's a person of interest coming up shortly, so don't go too far. That should be quite interesting.